Hi, Craig. All right, I was just reading through your writing here. Everything makes really good sense. Thank you so much for including this written description. Very accurate describing your designer's intent as well as getting into a little bit of your technical approach. Thank you very much. Let's go ahead and jump right over to the ad. I've got the ad up right here. I think it's a great concept. I think this kind of picturing yourself in your office looking out the window, and we've all done this. I mean, we've all done this, looking out the window and going, wow, would it be nice to be looking at a palm tree right now? So I think we can all relate to the ad. So I think it's a really interesting concept. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, a couple of things I would recommend here. I think right now the balance is kind of it's a little all over the place. Let me tell you what I mean. So we've got left alignment here on this type, and then right alignment over here. So that creates this kind of really unusual visual ambiguity that kind of creates this kind of look right here. And I think that creates some very, very uncomfortable visuals, tension. So I recommend, I've got a couple of things that we'll do that will really rectify that situation. Okay, so the main thing is this, is we get this all left aligned. Okay, so we bring it over here. Watch my cursor. We get your type. You can even, I would even maybe reduce this a little bit. And you could probably even reduce the size a little bit of the subhead. It's a little bit too large in relation to the headline. Think of hierarchy here. Get out of the office and then look. I don't think you need that line underneath there. That there's just another visual element that it just doesn't need it. It's not serving any functional purpose. So I don't think we really need it there. So get out of the office. Book 5 Nights in Paradise for 35% off now. So let's take that whole thing, move it up just a little bit, and let's left align it. Okay, then we're going to take this type right here and we're going to place it down here. We're also going to left align it. I would reduce the body cap, the type size a little bit. I think right now it's a little bit large. If you want to print this out in black and white, do it. You'll see that the body copy is a little bit large. So you want to reduce that size right here. Left align that, and I wouldn't place it in that color background. You don't need it. I mean, you've got that really bright sand. It's going to create enough contrast that that type is going to be very visible. So I do not recommend placing that box behind there. As long as everything's left aligned, you're going to be looking darn good. Okay, at that point, what I would do is, since we're going to have a lot of the type to the left-hand side of the composition, we want to redistribute the weight a little bit. So I think placement of the logo would be better served right over here. Number one, it's a great exit strategy because we're going to exit that page anyways. In any composition, we always start right in this area and exit down here. So we might as well use that area to our benefit to reinforce our branding by placing the logo right there. And then I would take the contact information and move it over here. One thing that's really kind of impeding the versatility of the contact information is the fact that you have this line is so long compared to the lines below it. What I would do is I would, let's see, so after 716 St. Thomas, I'm sorry, Amethyst Bay Boulevard, next line St. Thomas VI with the zip code, but make sure these are all in alignment right here. Okay, right now your phone, your address, and your URL are not in alignment. You want to get those aligned and then make sure that St. Thomas VI falls in the second line, but keeping those aligned, and bring that over here. Okay, so again, we're just going to work on alignment by left aligning the type, removing the box in the background, left aligning that type, reducing the size of that type. Watch your spelling, Caribbean, that's spelled wrong. Check your spelling, and then move the logo to the right to reinforce the branding exit strategy, and then readjust your typography for the contact information and place that over on the left-hand side of the bottom. Other than that, I think that's really, really going to change things. You'll see it's going to make a dramatic difference. Another thing, I don't think you need this drop shadow. It kind of muddies things up here at the top of the, darkens things up where it doesn't necessary. I think this type is going to be perfectly legible without that darkened background. So think about that. If you find out that it isn't working, you could try to use purple type here as well. Okay, all right, great start, fantastic. If you have any questions at all, but I'd like to see, Craig, I'd like to see those changes reflected in your final magazine ad. And it would be best for you to make those adjustments prior to starting your banner ad, since your banner ad is going to be based very, very heavily on your magazine ad. So, yeah, go ahead and make those changes, resubmit. I'll be glad to make additional comments. If you don't resubmit, I would definitely like to see these changes reflected in your final magazine ad, which is due in a couple of weeks. But definitely feel free to resubmit so we can check it, make sure we're on heading in the right direction. Okay, any questions at all, please let me know. I'll be glad to make any necessary clarifications. And thank you very much.